What if the quiet companions that sleep on our couches and stalk our gardens suddenly woke up with our kind of mind? Not just curiosity in their eyes, but full intelligence. Not just the instinct to chase, but the ability to reason, to plan, and to remember. Cats already live alongside us in every part of the world, from the wild savanna lions to the domestic tabby that curls up by your window. But if they gained human-level intelligence, the balance of our homes, our cities, and even our civilizations would change forever. Let's start with what cats already are: natural hunters. They hear frequencies we can't. They see in the dark with eyes that read motion better than any night vision device, and they stalk prey with a patience that rivals our best-trained soldiers. Now, add human-level intelligence. That house cat sitting quietly in the corner becomes a strategist. It wouldn't just wait for a mouse by chance. It would set traps, learn your family's routines, and maybe even train younger cats to hunt in shifts. Think about the feral cat colonies that already exist in our cities. Overnight, they'd transform into organized communities. Roles would emerge, hierarchies would form, and they'd coordinate hunts that rival wolf packs or even early human tribes. They would own the night, not by instinct, but by design. Communication would be the first great leap. Right now, cats communicate through body language, scent, and a few vocalizations. With human intelligence, those signals could evolve into a structured language. Not spoken like ours, but a complex hybrid of sound, gesture, and expression that only they understand. Imagine dozens of cats across a city block exchanging real-time information. Safe food sources, dangerous dogs, the schedules of generous humans. Instead of solitary hunters, they'd become a vast, silent network, moving quietly but always informed. The old myth of the aloof, independent cat would completely collapse. With a mind like ours, cats would be social players, capable of deep strategy and cooperation. And where there's cooperation, culture soon follows. Intelligent cats could form traditions around food sharing, territory defense, and even grooming rituals. Feral cat colonies already establish unspoken rules about shared feeding stations. Now imagine that becoming deliberate. Elders would teach kittens not just how to stalk, but which humans are kind and which are cruel. Rituals might develop around seasonal changes, mating, or even the symbolic ownership of certain places. Cats could begin to see themselves not as scattered individuals, but as members of a people, tied by shared memory and practice. Now, consider the numbers. There are an estimated 500 million domestic cats in the world. That's more than the populations of many countries combined. If every single one of those cats woke up with a human-level mind, the result would be a parallel civilization living right under our noses, in our homes, our barns, and our alleys. Unlike gorillas or sharks, which live at the edges of our daily lives, cats live right in the middle of them. We feed them, we shelter them, and we let them roam freely. But if they had minds like ours, that relationship could flip overnight. Who is the owner and who is the dependent if both species can negotiate? The human-cat relationship would shift drastically. Some cats might choose to remain our companions, but on their own terms. They could demand better food, safety, and even personal space as a kind of rent for their loyalty. Others might reject their dependence on us entirely, walking away from comfortable homes to join organized wild colonies. For the first time, cats would have the power to decide what the human-cat bond really means. Would they see us as friends or as unreliable providers? Would they use us as partners in survival or see us as obstacles to their independence? The impact on ecology would be transformative. Even without intelligence, cats are already devastating predators for birds, rodents, and small mammals. With intelligence, they could wipe out local species if they chose to. Or, more intriguingly, they could become managers of their ecosystems. A cat colony might deliberately control the rat population in a neighborhood in exchange for offerings from human residents. Another colony might learn to spare certain bird species to preserve the balance of their territory. Predation would stop being a game of chance and start being a matter of policy. The wildlife in our cities could change dramatically depending on which intelligent cat colonies ruled which territories. Innovation would grow, but within their physical limits. Cats can't build machines like we do. Their paws lack our dexterity. But intelligence isn't only about tools, it's about strategy. They could learn to use simple objects, pushing stones to block burrows, knocking over containers to trap prey, or coordinating movements to use gravity and leverage to their advantage. More importantly, they would be able to manipulate us. Imagine a cat that understands the concept of trade. It might bring you dead rats not out of instinct but as a deliberate offer. Feed me more and I'll keep your home clear of pests. Entire human-cat economies could emerge, negotiated through a shared language of gestures, sounds, and patterns of behavior that we would have to learn. But conflict is inevitable. Not all cats would choose peace with us. Some colonies might see humans as competitors for space and resources and work to push us out of certain areas. Others might go underground, creating hidden networks beneath our cities, ruling the night with silent, coordinated patience. Imagine trying to sleep, knowing that hundreds of intelligent eyes are watching from the alleys, collectively deciding whether you are a partner or a problem. Wars might erupt, not with armies and weapons but with sabotage. Food stores raided with precision, disease-carrying rodents strategically driven toward human neighborhoods, chaos delivered quietly by small, clever paws. Yet, alliances are just as possible. Cats could become our partners in ways we've never imagined. Farmers might strike formal deals with cat colonies to keep pests under control. City leaders might protect certain cat territories in exchange for order in the alleys and sewers. In turn, the cats might accept these arrangements if they guaranteed reliable food and safety. The human-cat bond could evolve into something closer to a treaty between two nations. Fragile, but real. And what about the long view? Cats live shorter lives than humans, but with intelligence, they could pass knowledge down through generations. Each colony would carry traditions, strategies, and stories. Over decades, entire lineages of knowledge would build. A cat born in 2025 might grow up knowing the exact mistakes its ancestors made in 2005, passed down not by DNA, but by teaching. That kind of continuity is power. It turns a short lifespan into a collective memory that could one day rival our own. Perhaps the most unsettling part of this transformation is how invisible it could be at first. Unlike an alien invasion, this would happen from within. Cats are already here. They sleep on our beds. They walk our sidewalks. If they woke up with minds like ours, we might not even realize it immediately. We'd just notice small things. A strange, knowing look in their eyes. A group of strays that suddenly vanishes at the same time every night. A pattern of missing food from the pantry that seems too deliberate to be an accident. By the time we truly understood what was happening, the cats might already be organized. They might already be negotiating with each other. They might already be deciding what to do with us. So, what would the world look like if cats had human intelligence? Our cities would gain a second, hidden population that is just as powerful as we are. Our homes would become shared spaces, not owned ones, and our relationship with the natural world would be forever altered. They would not be our pets. They would be a people. And that leaves us with one final, crucial question. If the cats woke up tomorrow with minds like ours, would we be capable of treating them as equals? Or would we try to keep them as our pets? And, more importantly, what would they do if we tried? Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this thought experiment, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos exploring the great what-ifs of our world. See you next time.